Right, step number 1, to get the center of the ellipse over here, it says measure 98 millimeters up from the center line over here. So you measure up, draw a line across until it intersects with the center line that is coming up over here. Right, once you've got the center there, you can then draw a line using your 30-degree set square, and you can draw that in as a center line. Right, I've extended it out quite a long way. Doesn't need to be that long, but just so that you get the idea. Right, after I've done that, you need to draw a line measured off as the distance of the minor axis over here, which is 45. Okay, so I need to go and measure off 45 on that center line, 45 there, 45 there. Right, so there's the edges of the minor axis over there and there. Right, once I've got that, I've found the major axis over here by measuring off from the center to the edges of the major axis. I've got the minor axis. What I can then do is I then draw a line going from the edge of the minor axis to the end of the major axis. I'm then going to take a pair of compasses. And I'm going to draw from the center of the ellipse to the edge over here, to the end of the major axis, and I draw an arc all the way up to where it cuts the minor axis over there. Once I've got that, I then take my pair of compasses, I set them back to that distance over there, and I arc down onto the line that I have just drawn joining the major axis and the minor axis. Once I've done that, I'm going to take my pair of compasses and I'm going to extend them, and I'm going to bisect this small little line over here. Alright, I'm going to call this line AB. There's A, there's B. Okay, so from A to B, I'm bisecting it. I take a line going all the way down through the center of this line. It is 90 degrees. It's a perpendicular bisector, bisecting line AB. That will cut my major axis. I'm going to call that point X, and I'm going to call this point over here point Y. All right? Where that line goes through those 2 points. Those 2 points are the points that we most need for drawing our ellipse. You take your pair of compasses, you extend it out to the minor axis, from point Y to the edge of the minor axis, and I draw in construction line arc over there. I then move that point of the compass up to this point of the minor axis, and I make an arc over there. I then turn my pair of compasses around, and I've got another point Y on the other side. I can then draw in that same arc on this side. Right, once I've got that, I then take my pair of compasses, I extend them to this length over here, from X to the end of the major axis, which I've named point B, and I'm now going to draw in the arc over there for that end of the ellipse. I then take my pair of compasses with that same radius, I take it up to the end of the major arc over there, major axis at least. I'm arc off over here, getting me another point X on the other side, and I can then draw in that arc over there. That will give you your ellipse, the outer ellipse drawn. Now, once you've done that, you'll see that there is another ellipse over here, and it says that it is 18 millimeters away from the big ellipse over here, and you'll see that that measurement of 18 millimeters over there, it is also 18 millimeters in from there. So what you're going to do then is you're going to measure off 18 millimeters. Measure off 18 millimeters over here. Measure off 18 millimeters over here. That gives you the major axis for the smaller ellipse. Measure off 18 millimeters there. Measure off 18 millimeters there. So now you've got a small ellipse which is going to have its major axis and its minor axis 18 millimeters away. You then need to go through that whole process of drawing the ellipse again. In here, I'm going to join that up, tape my pair of compasses, extend them to the length of that, arc around until it hits the, sorry, no, not from there, from the center, take that to there, arc around to that point over there. You're then going to go to the point of the minor axis over there, arc that back onto the line that I just drew, bisect this small little line over here. I'm going to call it CD. CD, I'm going to bisect that. I'm going to then draw a line going through my bisecting lines over there. That'll take me all the way down there. I now have my 2 points. Let's call it W and Z. Once I've got that, I'm going to take my pair of compasses, extend from point Z over here out to end of the minor axis, draw in my arc over there, extend, take that same measurement, take it up to the other end of the minor axis, arc off over there, turn your pair of compasses around, arc off over there. Then you're going to take this measurement over here. So you're going to take another pair of compasses to do this, it'll be easier. Smaller pair of compasses. Extend to the minor axis, which is 18, and I'm battling to see where that is. I think it's thinking it's on this D over here. Let me just find that measurement. Okay, yes, it's exactly on D. Extend that, and I will be able to draw that arc in over here. There it is. Go up to the minor axis over here, make an arc, and draw in the secondary arc over there, giving you the 2 arcs that you need.